All right, class. Thursday, last day of the week. Let's finish these classes up strong. Today we want to take a look at the regions of the United States. Yesterday we took a look at special purpose maps, elevation and rainfall and population. And we're going to take a look at the regions. As we go on after this chapter, we're going to study each of these 5 regions of the United States. We're going to look at some of their states, their capitals, and ask ourselves those 4 questions. What would a geography say? What would a historian say? What would a politician say? And what would an economist say in each one of those regions? Let's check out our regions for today. First of all, what is a region? A region is an area that shares similar features. So what's putting all these places together? Well, of course, location is one of the similar features. But we're also going to see a lot of their landforms are the similar in each of these regions. All right. Now that you know how to read a map, you can use them to study different areas of the United States. Certain areas have similar characteristics. An area that shares similar features is called a region. Geographers can divide the United States into many different regions. In this map, the United States has been divided into 5 regions. They are the Northeast, the Southeast, the Midwest, the Southwest, and then the West. As you can see on the map, each region has a different group of states. In which region is your state located? So if you can go up there and find Wisconsin, if you find Lake Michigan, it's easy to find Wisconsin. Here we are. Milwaukee's actually right about here. And you notice that we're in the Midwest. It's like the middle of the West. Now we're going to learn this later on in the year, but actually when our country started, we only settled way out here on the east. So we have the Northeast and the Southeast. Then as we started moving west, we called this the West. Well, when we get farther west, what are we going to call the rest of this? So we called this the West, and we called this the Midwest, kind of like in the middle of what was known as the West. Each region is named after a location in the United States. For example, suppose you are standing in the middle of the country with a compass. In which direction can you find Florida? If you use your compass, you can see that Florida is towards the south and east. So Florida is the state around it are in the southeast region. The other 4 regions are also named after where they are found in the United States. Find the region on the map. How would you describe that location? Well, the West obviously has got the west coast here. The Southwest is south and west. Northeast is north and east. And then, of course, you got the Midwest. The Midwest is the only one that does not touch any ocean. Other than location, how else do these regions differ? Often, part of what makes a region special is the important natural features such as an ocean coast, a chain of mountains, a desert, a series of lakes, or a great river. The West region, for example, borders the Pacific Ocean, while the Northeast borders the Atlantic Ocean. The features in a region can affect the people living there. For example, the Midwest is mostly made up of flat plains covered with rich soil. That's us. Flat plains, rich soil. Go out in the country and you'll see farms and farms and farms and farms of corn and corn and corn. It's great because we have flat land with rich soil. So many people who live there are farmers. People can also affect the environment in a good ways and bad. Farmers in the Midwest, for instance, might protect the environment by growing crops on terraces to prevent erosion. But they might also use pesticides that can pollute the soil. Now, a pesticide is something that kills bugs, and the bugs are trying to eat the same produce we want to eat. Climate also varies from region to region. In the Southwest, winters are mild, but in the Midwest and the Northeast, winters are harsh with snowfall is common. Climate also affects how people live. Now, you live in the Midwest, and we have plenty of snow in the winter here, even some blizzards. It shapes how we dress, what we eat, and how we spend our spare time. Each region also has its own history, excuse my yawn, and way of life. People in different regions eat different food. They celebrate different holidays. They wear different kinds of clothing. They tell particular stories and honor special heroes. We're going to see a taste of that in each of the regions. All right. So we got a taste of the regions. We're going to finish our assignment. Now, some of you might find this in your packet for Thursday because today's Thursday, and you put in there yesterday. Some of you might have left this in Wednesday's folder. Either way, find your sheets. You need both the Geography Challenge Cards B, 6 through 10, and you need your map. We're going to continue to put our answers in both locations. Which region receives the least annual rainfall? So we need our rainfall map and we need a region map. Of course, we're in the back of the book again on 332. If you did not scroll there on your computers, you're welcome to just check it out on mine. Rainfall, least. We're looking for this dark brown. So I noticed about right here and this way is dark brown, although here's some green. So if I'm looking in this map here, I see Southwest, these 4 states, pretty much dark brown. I know they got a little green here. The West, pretty brown here, but a lot of green here. So let's say the Southwest. And we haven't highlighted the Southwest yet, so let's go. It starts here around Arizona, cuts by Colorado. This is Oklahoma with that funny little panhandle, they call that. Around Texas is the border between the United States and Mexico here. And this is the Southwest. Number 7. Which state receives the least annual rainfall? We're looking for a state with least annual rainfall. So we're trying to find one with no green at all and lots of browns, lots of browns. I think it's kind of a toss-up between Arizona and New Mexico, as well as, look at Nevada. No green in Nevada. Maybe it's Nevada. New Mexico has a little green here. Arizona a little here. So, excuse me. Let's say Nevada. And Nevada is right here. Las Vegas is in Nevada. I actually built that city right in the middle of the desert. Nevada. Number 8. Which region has the highest population density? That's most people per square mile. So this is the population one. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the colors. This lightest tan color here is less than 10 people per square mile. So if you live in Montana, you got a lot of land and not a lot of people. Okay? And if you live in New York, you got a lot of people and not a lot of land. A lot of people in New York City live in apartment buildings. We stack people on top of each other. You would see very few apartment buildings in some of these states here in the West. The question we were trying to look for is, which region has the highest population density? All right, which one's got the most of these dark, dark reds? Obviously, it's right here. What section is this in? This right here is in the northeast. So I got northeast down in here, and let's put it on our map. Boom, we had it there from yesterday. So we don't have to put it a second time. We already have that region, northeast. Number 9, which 2 regions have the lowest population density, means the fewest people? Fewest people. Now I was asking for 2 regions. I'm going to say this and this, right? Whatever these are. So let's take a look. It looks like it's the Southwest and the West. We have both of those on our map already, so let's get them here. West and the Southwest. I have one more to do, and let's finish up our assignment. It says, which 3 states have the lowest population density, fewest people per square mile? In other words, we're trying to find a state that's all this tan color. Man, it could be North Dakota, South Dakota. Wyoming's looking pretty good. Maybe Montana. What's your thoughts? Montana has a bunch here. North Dakota, South Dakota. Let's say these 3 right here. North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wyoming. Let's get those on our maps. The North and South Dakota are right next to Minnesota, which is next to us. North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wyoming. Now, Wyoming's a fun place to visit if you like to see the great outdoors. Not very many people and a lot of national parks. Guys, check to make sure you got your name on the top of both pieces of paper. These can go into your Thursday folder now. It doesn't really matter about the page numbers. I know this says 7, 8. We may have a 7 or 8 in the Thursday one already. But let's tuck these in the Thursday. And then that's it for Social Studies this week. We'll look forward to checking out regions next week.